Hello. This is Girl the Podcast. Welcome back. Today I have a special guest. I got my girl Chloe, aka Chloe Daddy for the real ones. Period. Say
Hey,
hello.
y'all. Hey, y'all. It's
Yeah,
me.
this is so crazy. I've never had a call-in video guest before, so this is something new. But I'm happy my first time can be with Chloe. This is
Perfect.
wonderful. Yeah. So let's get into these current events. Purr. Um, I want to talk about the presidential race just because the Wisconsin primary is coming up. Is next month. I think it's April 2nd, and we don't even really know who running for president. It is the same too, but before there was like a bunch of people running, but they've dropped out after the primary started because people wasn't voting for them, which is kind of expected. But let's get into these parties. First we have Republican. There's Donald Trump.
Ooh, tomato.
Yeah, hella tomatoes. I'm pouring hella tomatoes. I don't fuck with him. And I keep seeing like a lot of black people being like, "Oh well, he gave us the stimulus and blah blah blah." But it's like he literally gave us COVID. So it's like,
I need our people to stand for something.
yeah, like because if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything, and y'all are falling for the shit. Like he don't
This
even like
stimulus was like $1,000. Like,
literally like if
one
you
what?
don't go to work like 40
No.
hours, like bro, what the hell? But these are his policies or whatever. This is what he's running on. He wants to revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender affirming care. He would like to sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age.
Mm.
Yeah. Then he wants to ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the American government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. Yeah.
That don't even concern you. Like,
Literally, like, bro, mind your own genitals.
it's literally that.
Mind your own genitals. He also wants to require that local law enforcement receives DOJ, so like Department of Justice grants, to return to proven policing measures such as stop and frisk,
Oh,
literally strictly enforcing gun laws, cracking down on the open use of illegal drugs, and cooperating with ICE to arrest and deport criminal aliens.
it's just so many other bigger fish to fry. Like, I just
Let's get the economy.
like
Let's work on
come
that.
come on.
He also wants the death penalty for drug dealers and human traffickers. I can see the human trafficker part.
For sure.
Yeah, but drug dealers is
Drug
giving
dealers.
black people.
Again, issues with the economy. But
Yeah. He also is committed to deploying federal assets such as the National Guard to restore law and order when the local law enforcement refuses to act.
because that's worked so much in the past.
Literally. It's like he want us to be at like Civil War. That's really
You
what
want us to be Jim Crow as fuck. Like,
like we're not going back to that. It's 2024. We need to be moving forward, not backward.
They miss the good old days, as they say.
Then we have the Democrats. Okay, so there's Joe Biden, of course. His policies, I feel like we all know. I don't even have none written down just because he's already the president, and like
we know how you get down, Joe.
Yeah, like nothing is moving and shaking. I'm not gonna lie. So we know what he got going on. But there's also Marianne Williamson. She had dropped out, and then she didn't drop out. Like she came back in after
You can do that.
she dropped out. She's a self-help. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that either. Like she suspended her campaign, and then after the Michigan primaries, she unsuspended her campaign.
Okay.
So I guess she's still in the running. She is a self-help author, and she is a formal spiritual advisor to Oprah.
Oh.
On that note alone, she probably won't be getting my vote.
I was thinking that. I'm like, oh, Oprah.
Sorry, Marianne. I'm so sorry. This is her second time running, but she's never held public office, and she would like to protect Social Security, decriminalize sex work, expand the WIC program, which is like Women, Infants, and Children Nutrition Program.
Mm-hmm.
And she will also like to give reparations for slavery,
Ooh.
She would have it like it would be made over a period of 20 years, and then it would be like a council made up of black leaders, and they would determine how the money is dispersed. So
Sounds
yeah, it's sounding fishy. But she says like she would like to see it applied for like purposes of economic and educational renewal. So it's like, okay, cool. I think I see what you're going for. I
I see the
think,
vision.
yeah, I see the vision. I don't know if it's gonna work
You
though.
right.
Then she also would like to reform our Native American policies, which is cute. She wants to protect sacred sites and land from sales, mining, and transfer without the consultation with like tribes. So, like, if you don't talk to the tribe, you can't do nothing with their land. That should already be a thing. I
Right.
hate America. Like, this is crazy that that's not already a thing. What the fuck? And she also would like to reverse any efforts or actions made by America that reduce tribal lands and or resource rights. That's cute. That's cute. She also would like a safer supply program for drugs. So like people can use the drugs at a supervised consumption site, and the drugs would be regulated and tested by the government rather than come from like the black market and be laced or
Type shit.
something. That's cute. I feel like Canada is already kind of like that. I don't think they have consumption sites, but I remember when I was driving into Canada, they had like a lot of signs regarding drugs that weren't weed. So like drugs that you take with needles, and they were kind of just like don't do these drugs and drive. So I don't know
Oh.
what kind of drug laws Canada got, but they already seem pretty lax, and I'm feeling like that's what Marianne Williamson is trying to get on.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And she also wants to decriminalize weed and cyclamen and then fully legalize it and regulate it. That's cute. So weed and shrooms would be
Yeah.
regulated and legal. I feel like that should already be a thing. But you know.
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't.
Then last oh no.
No, I was just about to say like yes, but like well, I guess never mind. The two don't correlate.
What?
I was just about to say like well, since it's a substance, obviously they're gonna advise you to not do drugs and drive. But like, I feel like niggas they might try to. I can say the N word here. Okay,
Girl.
niggas they'll fuck around and try to drive off some shrooms, and that is not
Oh
for
yeah.
me. That is not a driving friendly drug. Like you can smoke and drive, but shrooms and drive is it's a little crazy. I guess depending on
Yeah.
like how high you are, cause shit get the shaking and nah. Personally
Yeah, when I
speaking,
did shrooms and my boyfriend was driving, I'm in the car and the shit was just like it felt like I was in a
vibrating. Like,
yeah, like I was I probably would have crashed if I was
type
driving. So
shit.
yeah, you're right. Do not do shrooms and drive. Hell no. But lastly, for like the independents and like the third party candidates, we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He is an anti-vaccine activist. And
Ooh,
yeah,
lost me
literally.
already.
And he originally ran as a Democrat before he switched to becoming an independent in October. So he's a party switcher. He would like to raise the minimum wage to $15. The fuck is
Not
$15 gonna do?
bad.
Thanks for
Not
no.
in this economy,
Literally. He also would like to use some military spending to fund infrastructure, healthcare, higher education, and childcare. That's cute. He wants to cut student loan interest rates from like to zero, so you don't get no interest rates on student loans. That's nice.
boo.
He
Need
would
that.
like to protect the wildlands from further development and become a global advocate for rainforest preservation and marine restoration. That's cute. He also wants
All
to
that is
tighten border security. What?
I said all of that is cute, but like I'm really just stuck on the anti-vax part. Like you'll fuck around and get elected, not everybody got polio again. Like I'm
Or
good. I'm
fucking
good.
or measles.
Like
That's
all that.
back.
I'm super good. I'm super good. I didn't mean to cut you off. I think there's a
Oh no,
lot, a little lag.
you're fine. He also wants to tighten border security to regain control and get on top of, can I fucking talk today? And get on top of asylum claims. Fuck. I feel like border security is low key the least of our worries. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like our border
Like,
is the border. I don't know. I feel like people aren't coming here and taking our jobs the way y'all think they are. That's just me
bro, they be
personally.
coming here doing shit. Y'all have issues with your own people. Like, your own people be the terrorists. Like,
Literally,
let's
they be the
for
ones
real.
shooting shit up.
Let's be for real now, guys.
My producer just said, like, if you really pay attention, he's just kind of pandering to the fears of white people, which is true.
Ooh,
Because
that's so
nobody
real.
cares about security for real other than white people.
Quite literally. Quite literally. And my thing is, it's like, what jobs do y'all be thinking that they taking? Because they be quick, as far as like Hispanic people go, they be quick to say, oh, all y'all do is construction work and this and that. So are these the jobs that y'all want? Or because then in the same breath they turn around and look down on those jobs. So I'm just like, which is it? Which is it?
Literally. They can't make their fucking mind.
They can't. Like, couldn't be me. Just in other people's business.
Literally. Then he got this like racial healing tab on his website where like he wants to heal like the race relations in America, but the tab literally only discusses black and white people. So I'm like, there's more races that we need to be healing in fucking America. Like there's more than just black and white. I feel like he's stuck in the 60s.
I'm telling you, a lot of them just like they love the Jim Crow era. They want it back.
Yeah, literally. And moving on, we have Cornel West. He is a professor of philosophy at the Union Theological Seminary. I feel like we hear a lot about Cornel West, but yeah, the Cornel West. I never knew what the fuck Cornel West did for real, for real. Like, I still lucky don't know. I just know like, well, yeah, he's a professor, but like he's literally always been in pop culture. Like, yeah, so it's like, what does he really do?
Right.
Yeah.
He just be around.
He wants to abolish poverty and homelessness. He wants a national $27 minimum wage. Yeah, I love that. He wants a mandatory minimum of 6 months prenatal leave.
I fuck with that.
I fuck with that too. He wants to break up monopolies, national free pre-K childcare, and all pay discrepancies based on race, gender, etc. in the war on drugs, and he wants reparations. These all sound good, but because he has these policies, he's never going to win. I hate that for him.
Man, like, it's like, why do you got to get up in there and lie? Like, maybe that's what they need to start doing. Maybe everybody should just make it seem like they gonna do everything that the white people want, and then when they get elected, they just full 180.
Yeah,
this is for the niggas, strictly for the niggas.
Like no shade, but I feel like that's what Obama did. He pandered to black people, got our vote because he was black and talking all that black shit, and then got in office and completely did a whole 180. He said,
"I really couldn't even say." Couldn't even tell you for real. I was not paying attention to politics at the ripe age of 8. So I don't know what his policies were. I saw a black man and I said, wow, like I was on his team. I didn't know any better.
That's true. I wasn't paying attention to the policies. I like politics either because I was late. But I just feel like he lied to the blacks. I don't know. I just don't think that he did what he said he was gonna do.
Do they ever? Maybe if we get a nice black woman, maybe she'll.
That's not Kamala Harris
type shit.
Yeah. My producer just she kind of like dipped off. Yeah, my producer just said he just realized she is still in office, and I'm like, yeah,
because she be lowing out the way, like
took press, just giggling,
literally, hair flowing.
Oh, she's a funny lady.
She
That
is.
is my sister. That is my soror.
I was just about to say, not you talking about your soror.
Hey, hey, if I don't disagree, I mean, if I disagree, I disagree. You know, I love my soror, but we get her in office, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
Man, I'm glad you stand for something.
I do. Period. Always. Fuck. Then we have Jill Stein. She's a doctor and activist that has ran in both 2012 and 2016. She wanted to be president real bad.
I love that.
I love that too, but girl, I would have been gave up twice. Like, girl, and you run an independent or third party, like, you know, they're not gonna, girl.
Yeah, pick a side, boo.
Literally.
Sorry.
She has called for an economic bill of rights that would guarantee the right to employment, healthcare, housing, food, and education. That's cute. And she also supports combating climate change and protecting abortion/transgender rights. I like her policies, but you're not gonna win.
Unfortunately.
I hate that. I really do feel like, well, I already know. The two people that we finna be voting for is Joe Biden and fucking Trump.
Which is a shame.
It's a shame.
A very sad, sad shame.
Joe Biden is old. He's old. And Trump is old too. Like, can we get some fresh young faces in fucking office? Like,
please. Not even just office, then them Congress motherfuckers gotta go too. Jesus Christ. Like, can y'all even use the bathroom by yourselves? I'm curious. I'm so curious.
Congress gotta go. The fucking Supreme Court needs to go.
Please.
But they're not gonna go until they die. And it's just like, bro.
Then them too. Can y'all go to the bathroom by yourselves? Are y'all sitting up there in diapers? Like,
y'all know who I hate?
Who?
That's on Supreme Court. Is he still alive? Clarence Thomas. Is he still alive?
That's the black one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl, they would have been hooting and hollering if that man died. He's still around, unfortunately.
He's such a coon.
It's giving Uncle Ruckus.
Definitely. I do not like that man. I don't like that man. I don't even know why, like, exactly why I don't like him. I just know that he's a coon and he's on the right side of history.
That's a valid reason to not like somebody.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah. Like, let us repeal, what is that, Loving versus Virginia or something?
Right.
That made interracial. He would probably be pissed, but he want to take away our goddamn Roe versus Wade. You know what?
Just crazy. And that'd be the other thing. Like, when they get to talking about reproductive rights and stuff, it's just like, if you're a man, I just feel like you should maybe shut up. Like, why just in women's business? Like,
literally, like, you don't even got a coochie. You don't even know how it feels.
Uterus, literally none of that.
Like, they be like, this is my baby too. Blah blah blah. Boy, fuck you. You don't gotta carry this baby for no 9 goddamn
kids. Fuck you, fucking kids.
Like, eat a dick. But that's what I have. That's my current events. I just wanted to get y'all caught up on the presidential race. I think that everybody should vote. I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe in the not voting shit. Maybe it's because I got older parents and I've always went with my parents to vote even when I wasn't old enough to vote. So they raised me with the voting matters mindset. And even if you don't want to choose a president, which I think is stupid as a bitch, at least vote on the smaller things on the ballot, because all of that matters. Like, it all matters, because then you're going to be pissed in like 2 years when people that you didn't want in office are in office and they're making all of these laws that are literally trying to get you put in jail. So
type shit.
Get it together. Like, your vote matters. Even if you don't think it matters, it matters. There is power and strength in numbers, and we need to get to the fucking ballots. Like, we're the real adults now, so we need to start acting like it. All right, your turn, Chloe.
Hey, Whitley the Radical. Okay. So, hey, y'all. So, my current event is about that guy, Aaron Bushnell. He was a 25-year-old man in the Air Force, and I actually don't remember the exact date, but it was not too long ago. He lit himself on fire in front of the Israel embassy to protest Palestine. And so when I was reading about it, I feel like when I would just see people post about it, like it wasn't giving the real deep, meaningful details. Like it was just very, very broad, very vague. Like, oh, he lit himself on fire as an act of protest, free Palestine. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm doing my research and I'm reading up, apparently his friends went and talked to, you know, news outlets and whatnot, and they were saying that like he grew up with older, very traditional and conservative parents, and he went from like growing up like that, he went from being like that to like he had a complete shift in the opposite direction and became like super left wing, super radicalized. And I don't think it said anything about like anything specific happening that made him this way. It was just after he joined the military and he just like basically started to hate it, like, and seeing the country for like what it was and the system and all that. So, and I think that's crazy. I think that speaks volumes on the system, the country, that you bringing people in who are on your side and making them do a 180, and to the point where he was willing to light himself on fire as protest is crazy. Like that is a very crazy protest tactic to me. Like light yourself on fire, like oh my god, like that's so extreme. And he streamed it on Twitch, and of course they took it down, but it's still like surfacing, kind of like floating around on the internet. But it's like I think he's blurred out or something. I don't know, I didn't see it, I don't want to see it. I'm gonna take everybody's word for it because that just sounds really disturbing. But his friends were saying that like leading up to it, he was like sending them really like random weird texts like, oh, I love you and I hope you understand, on some shit, you know, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he had been emailing these like left leaning websites about his protest, basically like not telling them exactly what he was going to do, but basically just saying like, oh, like I'm about to do like this really big final act of protest, like tap in basically. And that's so crazy. And like I feel like that's so hard. I feel like as a loved one or something,
Mm-hmm.
like a family, as a mother, as a father, literally anything, to see your child like feel like he has to go this far to to like have something happen, to have something changed. And like what really bothers me is that he could do that and like shit might not change. Like the shit could still go on. And it's like, I won't say at that point, what did you die for? Because obviously he died for the cause, but it's like, it's still like sad. Like if nothing were to happen, if nothing were to change, and you just did this in hopes that it would draw some attention and elect some type of change, and it doesn't. Like I feel like at that point, it's a slap in the face to him in his death, in his family for having to lose him in that way because y'all want to do genocide up in here. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a lot. That's very heavy. Like that's a very hard way to lose somebody, in my opinion. Because it's one thing like if you died in the force, like if you die on the field, okay, like still sad, but it's like you died protesting, being in the field, like protesting your country and what you used to stand for. It's I don't know, it's poetic. It's beautiful.
it is poetic. Like I think that's like it's a really honorable way to go out.
It is like very much so, like versus, you know, just being killed by the enemy or something. Like to take your own life in hopes of making others better and getting them their freedom. It's like that's you're a real nigga. You are like, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. You I with me, wife, boy. Period. I agree with you 100%. I was like trying to tell my boyfriend because my boyfriend was like, "Well, why would he set himself on fire?" And I'm like, he had to draw attention. Like people are not giving a fuck the way that they should give a fuck. They not gonna give a fuck until they're somehow affected. But him being an Air Force member and doing it in front of the embassy, it's just kind of like it kind of forces people to pay attention. Like, hey, this shit is really going on. We should really be doing more than what we're doing. Like, let's get it the fuck together.
It's deep.
It is.
He probably knew some shit too. Like I'm sure he had some info.
I'm sure.
That drove him to do all that.
I'm sure.
And he was saying he wouldn't be complacent, or like, did he say complacent? I don't know. I know he just was saying like he didn't want to. What'd you say?
I think he said complicit. Like he didn't want to be. Yeah.
Complicit. So like I don't know. They talking about American troops not over there doing nothing. But can we believe that? Can we really trust that America is not taking part in a genocide? Like I don't know. I don't trust America. I don't trust the military. They probably over there blowing shit up too.
Yeah, I feel like they're feeding us propaganda.
Right. Like, and y'all are definitely like aiding, helping in it. Like all these billion-dollar corporations sending funds and shit. Like y'all ain't slick.
Yeah. And my mama keeps saying, oh, well, like, because my mama, like, she's on the side of peace. She wants peace. Mm-hmm. But she's a history buff. So she's like, oh, well, like, these have always been our allies. Like, we have, like, historical ties with them and blah, blah, blah. So that's why we're sending them money. And I'm like, I don't want because I pay taxes now. I'm like, and I don't want my motherfucking tax dollars going over to fucking fund a genocide. This is crazy.
My American hard-earned tax money.
Because at that point, y'all could just give me all my money. Stop taking taxes on my shit and just let me have all my money. Because I don't want my shit to be aiding in the fucking destruction of a whole fucking civilization. Like, this is crazy. The way that they're bombing Gaza and Palestine and the West Bank and all that is fucking insane. Like, they're not going to have anything left by the time Israel is done.
It's going to be rubble. I remember like when I first heard about it, literally the first thing I thought, I was like, this is some Hunger Games ass shit. So then when they bombed that hospital, I was like, oh, like this is real life, some Hunger Games shit. Literally, I had just finished watching the Hunger Games. I'm like, this is crazy. Like,
I've never seen the Hunger Games. I've never read the Hunger Games. Yeah, I don't know what. Like, I know that like shit was going down. I know shit was getting real.
Oh no, it was getting active. Like by the last two movies, they was getting too active. You gotta tap in, please.
I may or may not. I don't. Those not really like my type of genres. Like I keep telling my boyfriend when I watch a movie, I want to laugh. I want to hee hee ha ha. I'm so sorry. I'm a comedy girl. If I'm gonna be sad or like cry, I don't want to watch it. I want to laugh. I'm watching this to escape from reality. I don't want to.
Diversity though, like I'm like come on, what? Hunger Games was goated. Like I don't know, like I feel like even it's one of the things. It's like even as an adult, it's good, but it's like to have been there in the midst of it all, 2011 to 20. When the last movie come out, like 2015. Like you had to be there. Like it hit different, and it's like at that point it wouldn't have. Well, like it was sad, but like I don't know. I feel like it might have been easier to swallow when you're young.
Yeah. When the girlies at Maryland Avenue, Montessori, were talking about the Hunger Games, I was totally focused on One Direction and Mindless Behavior. I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit if it wasn't cute.
The same vibe. I was on the same vibe. The girlies that liked One Direction also liked the Hunger Games.
They did, exactly. Like my white friends, not even white, my friends who liked One Direction, all that stuff, they did end up reading the Hunger Games and all that stuff. But I was just never into it because, like I said, when I wanted to read a book back in those days, I wanted like some young adult, like relatable shit that I could relate to. If I can't relate, I'm so sorry. I don't want to watch it.
Oh, boo.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm like that. It gets like that. I don't know. But I will say Kamala Harris, she did call for a 6-week, 6-month or something lasting ceasefire. Why can't we just get a permanent ceasefire?
Like what good is that gonna do? Them people not about to re-up on no weapons like that in 6 months. They can't. Like they're not gonna get the power to fight back. No, just dead it. Literally dead the shit. Like
I literally dead the shit. Like I don't even think Israel care about the hostages the way that they want us to think that they care about the hostages, because if y'all really cared about the hostages, y'all would do whatever y'all could to get them back. But instead, y'all making Hamas want to keep them even more because y'all keep killing their people.
Like, at this point, y'all probably gonna blow up the hostages. Like, shit.
not funny. It's not funny, but it's just like that's the sad reality. Like, yeah, y'all are probably going to end up killing the people that y'all keep trying to say that y'all
Do
not
y'all
talking.
even know where they are? Because y'all just dropping these bombs real willy nilly. Like, how do you know that you not might fuck around and bomb wherever they are? You know,
Literally, how do we know they haven't killed them already?
how do they know they haven't killed them? I don't know. I don't know what their means of communication is, and as far as the hostage situation goes, I don't know if they've been sending them ransom notes and whatnot. But like, I don't know. It's just crazy.
I just think it's bad. Yeah, like more needs to be done to get this shit handled and to see a good resolution that both sides can agree to. That needs to like be on, like that needs to be in the works. I don't know what's going on. Like this shit has been happening since October. This shit has been happening since we started the podcast.
This shit has been happening for years,
Like,
really.
well, it has, but I'm talking about this latest conflict. Like this shit
Oh,
has been
okay.
happening since we started the podcast. We started the
Yeah,
podcast last fucking year. It's goddamn
yeah.
March of fucking 2024.
Like it's
How
ridiculous.
many other people have died? Like,
Mm.
come on, let's get something together. And Joe Biden, I think you're a pussy. You need to
Ooh,
start doing what the fuck you need to do.
clock
Yeah,
it.
I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. You're a pussy.
Period.
Fuck. And Kamala, you're fucking complicit. I'm sorry, you're the vice president. You're
Yeah,
complicit.
yeah. It's a
Just,
shame.
yeah, big shame. But
But that's my
that
current
was
event.
the current events. Oh, this is so fun.
R.I.P. Aaron. This is so fun.
Yeah. Somewhat.
Some background on us, just so they know, like just a little
Oh,
bit.
okay. Well, me and Chloe, we've been friends for a while, like a while, y'all. I knew Chloe before I even knew that I knew Chloe. Like, I knew her when
Right.
I was younger. As my I knew her as my mama friend niece, and then we never really like talked that much unless it was like a random party, and even then, I don't think we even talked that much. But then when we got to high school, it was like, oh my
It's
gosh, like
just
I do know
fate.
you, yeah. And it was like fate, yeah. It was really fate because
I
she
don't even
went.
remember meeting you though.
I
Like,
like as a kid or
well,
just in
as a kid and in high school too. Like, did we start talking or did we realize, like, oh, like you're Kim's niece, you're Linda's daughter? Like, I don't even remember. I know we had Spanish together though.
I know we had Spanish, but I don't remember how we started talking either. Honestly, truly,
Crazy.
I don't know. But it was just fate though, because I remember you used to talk to me about like boys and stuff, like in Spanish class, and I'm like, I don't even really know this girl. But then I started telling you all my little boy, because I was dating Johnny at that point, and I was telling you about all of our little escapades and stuff. Oh, I don't know, like it was fate. And me and Chloe, we used to argue down. Like when we would get into it, y'all, we would be into it. Like we
Literally.
had
We'll
like we
speak for
had a saying.
months.
It was like see you in 3 months. Or something. We had to
Like
take a break.
literally just like maybe we need a break. Maybe we should come back in 3 months. Like
It's because like we're just two very opinionated vocal bitches, and like when you have two very opinionated people, you're gonna butt heads. But thankfully, I think after we graduated, and like and I was in college, I think I texted you basically saying like, "Girl, I miss you," and we
oh yeah.
kind of just we grew up and we was like, it's not even worth it. Like, we don't even argue like that no more. We'll have like banter, like little debates, but it never goes as deep as it used to go.
It's never given. I'm not talking to you for 3 months.
Yeah,
Like
because we're too old for that. And it's just like, I don't know. I value our friendship too much at this point to
right.
not talk to you for more than a fucking week or something. I don't know.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So
This
glad
is
we grew up.
I'm happy we grew up too. I keep saying that. Like, I'm just so happy we grew up because the arguments we used to have, it's just kind of like, damn, like, were we trying to have a who can hurt each other the most competition?
It would just be stupid. Like, and it would be like shit that like we really could have just hashed out right then and there. Like we could have just talked about it. But I just feel like we were so young and could not communicate and like was just so me. I know I was just very emotional, very hormonal. Like, so I'm just like, fuck this. Like, I'm not doing shit with this bitch with me. Like, just crazy.
And I was just like stubborn, and I'm just like this bitch ain't fucking with me. I ain't fucking with her. Fuck this bitch.
Period.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a class together and just have to ignore each other. Sit on the other side of the class.
Literally, like so fucking dramatic. What a time. Yeah. Right. I don't know. I really like Chloe, I keep calling her like the brand ambassador of Girl the Podcast. Like she helps me so much behind the scenes. So it's just like I just really value what we have going on. And I'm just so grateful that we can have this kind of relationship. Yeah, I wouldn't want my first solo guest to be literally anybody but Chloe. Like, yeah, this is yeah.
Oh, not you fuck with me.
I do. You know, I don't even fuck with too many people, but I fucks with the Chloe daddy. Ugh. Shit. I'm hot and shit. Oh, I'm blushing.
Aw.
Yeah. Ew.
Cute.
Oh, this is ugly. Anyway, I just love my friends.
Oh, I love you too.
But okay, so today we're going to get into some feminist type vibes, you know. I know like we really want to focus on like the media portrayal of Black women, and I forgot that I did a fucking whole research like analysis paper on this when I was in college. And there are three main stereotypes of Black women, and they do affect the portrayals of Black women in the media more than we know, right? So we have the mammy, and the mammy is like, you know, very endearing, like your grandma. Your grandma is probably like a mammy because she takes care of home. You don't really associate sex with a mammy because she's more like heavy set and, you know, just more like caregiverish. Then you have the Jezebel, which is like a whore, basically. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. A Jezebel is like a whore, very sexual, very promiscuous. Then you have the sapphire. And the sapphire is like your angry Black woman. So like, I know for some of my friends, I'm probably the sapphire in their life because I'm always in some shit, sadly, because of my mouth. I'm always talking some shit. And these stereotypes, they stem from the idea that like Black women are lesser than their counterparts and like their counterparts of other races. And all of these stereotypes, they kind of mesh together and they create what I believe is like the hegemonic femininity of Black women. So when I say hegemonic, I mean basically what we are in the eyes of society, like how society views Black womanhood. They view us as a mix of the three. And some women in the eyes of society might exhibit more than one stereotype than the others, but there's always within us in the eyes of society the three stereotypes. We are nothing but what they think that we are, right? So in school, I was really trying to figure out like how does this affect the self-esteem of like Black women, right? And I kind of came across this thing called Black feminist thought, which is like a theory basically, and it basically tries to explain that there is always going to be a negative image of what it is to be a Black woman in society. This has been going on since forever, right? And this is because the powers that be that control the ideology of Black womanhood, they dominate it with these negative stereotypes. This leads to Black women becoming outsiders within. So we feel like, you know, we're part of society. Like we know we're part of the dominant society, but we're outsiders within. Like we're not really included in all of the feminist movements that be going on. Somehow we do get left out. At least that used to happen a lot back in the day. We used to get left out of so many movements, like the fucking right to vote. It was crazy on getting fucking women to vote and not Black women. Like, oh,
not y'all.
Yeah, like we want to vote, but y'all can't though. Y'all can just sit right there.
Right.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Go raise our kids or something. You know, right. You got to input.
Go clean, go cook.
Yeah, and because of this, like, white women can express themselves in ways that black women can't, and they'll still be looked at as pure and modest, right? But we'll be looked at as like motherly sluts with attitudes. So niggas with attitudes, we're MSA. So it's just so fucking shitty. And black feminist thought, it really wants to empower women to like express themselves beyond the domains of power that constrain them. I really fuck with black feminist thought. I think of myself as a black feminist within this realm of this theory. And when I like analyze the black femininity in the media, part of what I came to the conclusion of is Tyler Perry. He got this shit bad. Oh, I hate Tyler Perry. I'm so sorry.
Like, do you hate new Tyler Perry or old Tyler Perry or all Tyler Perry?
All Tyler Perry
type shit.
Yeah, like I don't watch his new shit. I will be completely honest to say that I don't watch it. I haven't even watched the Mia Cooper movie, just because I know it's gonna be some shit. I think the last newest thing that I watched from Tyler Perry was like A Fall from Grace or something, when the older lady was.
That was busting. I'm sorry.
That was not busting.
That one. What? No, you don't think it was busting? It was juicy. Like the plot, like, okay, like at that point in time, you could tell that he was in that writer's room by himself, but like it was juicy. It was like, oh wow, like y'all got old ladies chained up in the basement. Like I don't know. I love the trauma of it. Like, sorry.
No, like he's always gonna have some juicy shit. I'm not saying like his shit isn't gonna be interesting. I think anything that he pumps out, it keeps getting all of this acclaim and like exposure and shit because it is interesting, right? Like it gets the people talking. It's always got a plot twist, but the shit be very predictable and it's like the same shit in a different.
Telling me you knew they was gonna have old ladies chained up in the
basement. I didn't know they was gonna have old ladies chained up in the basement. I did not know that, but I knew that nigga was not gonna treat her right. Any man that he introduces into a black woman's life, do not be treating him right, unless
was he dark skinned? I can't remember.
Yeah, he had that
dark skin always the villain.
Yeah, literally. Literally. Yeah, he was dark skinned and he had that fucked up ass wig. My producer said Tyler Perry got beef with. You say black women or men?
Both.
Black men. Both, really, but he said black men. I think it's both. He got beef with.
Hey, dark skinned man. I don't know what dark skinned man hurt his feelings, but he hate him.
He has, to me, I really do believe that he has like some internalized, like his daddy.
His daddy dark skin.
He only talks about the women in his life.
Yeah, he don't talk about the men. He only talk about his grandma.
I think his daddy was abusive. I think I saw that on like Ellen or Oprah or something.
There it is.
But now he hate all dark skins. Like, what's that about?
Maybe his daddy was dark skinned and we don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that nigga just got issues. Like he has issues, and his issues, literally, he is like making money off of his trauma.
Oh,
yeah. And
you know what's crazy? I'm sorry to cut you off, but one of my friends literally right now is in Atlanta working at Tyler Perry's studio.
Really?
Yes.
Congratulations to them. I know that's probably like a job of a lifetime, but
yeah, sorry.
Like, okay, what I had concluded in my research paper was that he will always have a motherly character in his films, right? So the one that I focused on and that I found research on was Medea. And people might not think of her as motherly, right? But she is motherly. She's always giving some kind of advice. She's big boned, right? She's nurturing when she wants to be, but even then she still has all of the 3 stereotypes within her because she is a sapphire. She's mean as a bitch. She got a whole pistol. She's not afraid to pull it out, talk her shit. And then she's also a Jezebel. Even though we don't associate Medea with sex, she literally always is talking about how she used to be a stripper. And I just feel like that little point of like knowledge was not needed. Like that context was not needed for Medea. Nobody had to know that she was a stripper. We don't really give a fuck. I don't know. Like because it's not even. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it was needed, but he had to add that element in there because he's so fucking stereotypical.
No, I just think because he's gay, but I digress.
I do. I think he's gay too, but I'm gonna let him live in his truth.
Yeah.
If he don't want to come out, he don't want to come out. But come on now, Tyler. We kind of know. But I'm really mostly focusing on his older stuff just because I don't really know what newer stuff talks about. Like the shows he got on fucking beat, the fucking 5011 fucking shows he has on BET Plus. It's
Tyler Perry's ruining the Black community.
He is ruining the Black community, and older Black women just eat it the fuck up. And I don't know why.
Old Tyler Perry, like he's not the same guy. The quality of the stuff isn't the same. Like you cannot compare anything that he put out probably in the last 5 years. You cannot compare that to like Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Like, come on,
you really can't. Excuse me, because
those movies were good. Sorry.
No, like they were. I really used to fuck with Tyler Perry. Like I used to fuck with his plays heavy. Like we had his plays on DVD.
Community in a chokehold.
I went to go see one of his plays. Like that's how much I fucked with Tyler Perry. I was like 11 at a fucking Tyler Perry play. Like I fucked with him. But as I grew older, I'm like, damn, like this shit is low key stereotypical as a bitch and just kind of like predictable. Like most of his shit is predictable. Mm-hmm. Like, didn't he make that Temptation movie where the girl got AIDS from fucking her? Yeah.
It's predictable once you see so many of them because it's like the dark skin is always going to be the villain. Like, and in that one when she got AIDS, that's one with Lance Gross. That's his name, ain't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even though he was dark skinned, he was not the villain this time. Yeah. But there was just another dark skinned villain. Though. I feel like he tried to switch it up and make the light skinned woman a bad person. Mm-hmm. But it's just like they introduced the dark skin and it was like, oh, okay, I know where this is going.
Yeah, like she's gonna fuck off. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah. And with the mea culpa or whatever, I think that Kelly Rowland ends up cheating on her husband with Trevante Rhodes. I think
don't even know what movie you're talking about.
The newest one with Kelly Rowland, and they was fucking with the paint on their bodies. I saw that. It was like, okay.
I don't think I've seen the trailer for that. That's crazy.
We're on two different sides of every social media.
I don't think I didn't even know Kelly Rowland and Trevante Rhodes was about to be in a movie together. Like I have seen nothing about that.
I need to get on your timeline. That's all I'm seeing.
So,
maybe it's because I'm a big Beyonce fan, and Beyonce was like low key promoting the movie.
Right, I can see why.
Yeah, because she got ties with Tyler Perry, and I can't understand why.
Wow.
They love Tyler Perry down. Her cousin is actually in one of Tyler Perry's shows on BET Plus. Beyonce's cousin Angie. So like the family, the Knowles family, they fuck with Tyler Perry heavy, and I'm just really trying to figure out why. Like, what does he have on them?
He knows something.
He knows something, and I don't like it.
He got the audio for that the video of Solange
elevator.
Yeah, he got the audio
dangling over their heads, like come to my shit or
right. I'm gonna release it.
But anyway, because I just don't like this man. Like, if I could sit here for the whole time and talk about how much I don't like him, I promise you I would. I really would, because I just really do not like this man. But even in Why Did I Get Married, right? I love Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2. I feel like those are two really good movies.
Man.
Yeah, like really classic, in the Black community. Yeah. We fucking mimic Angela. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, like really classic. But even in that movie, he had each goddamn stereotype. And I'm going to break them down.
Please.
He has Angela. She's loud. She's emasculating as a bitch. She's Sapphire. Like angry Black woman 101. That's Angela. Yeah. Then you have Sheila, who climbed up that mountain to save her marriage. She's the mammy, right? Like, look at the material. She literally came to bed with a muumuu. Tried to act like that was sexy. You do not associate sex with Sheila. She's a mammy. She's caregiving.
Jill Scott fine.
Jill Scott is fine, but Sheila was fine, but you don't just associate sex with Sheila, even though Jill Scott is fine as a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have Trina.
Ugh.
This is where I get mad, because why was Trina even there?
Dude, like, it was so obvious. Poor Sheila.
Poor Sheila, because it was literally a couple's retreat. It was a couple's retreat. Trina is none of their friends except for Sheila. She's the Jezebel because she was there to literally fuck up the marriage and, be a whore.
Yeah.
Why was she there? She was not needed. I feel like he could have still got the story across without having her there.
Yeah.
And even when I think Sheila even probably knew that Trina was fucking on her man before it even came out, she was still being so nice to Trina because she's just a mammy and that's just in her, right? And I feel like his characters, they lack depth. Like, they lack true depth. Like, there's really nothing truly, like, in their core, like in their soul, that makes them like a real fleshed out character. Like, they're only there to serve one purpose. That's what I believe. All his characters are there to serve a purpose. They don't really have anything going for themselves other than the purpose that he created for them.
Yeah, they don't be like dynamic for real. Like, yeah. So what do you think? Like, what does I forget Janet Jackson's character's name. Do Patricia, her and Diane, do they fall under any of those, do you think?
Okay, well, with Patricia, she wasn't a mammy because she wasn't like a caring mother according to the husband, because she killed the son on accident and shit. So she couldn't have been a mammy. She wasn't paying attention. But
I think maybe in the second one, she's probably the Sapphire.
Yeah, because she was really angry and she literally went up to that nigga job and
and then they tried to paint her as this
like angry black woman. Yeah, I think she wasn't a Jezebel because she wasn't promiscuous. I don't really know what she was there for. Sorry, like, I don't know. Like, she don't really have one stereotype that don't stick out to me, but I still don't think that her character had like true depth though.
Yeah,
I think maybe she was more of like, instead of being one of the stereotypes, she was just kind of like a modern woman, like a really good depiction of a modern black woman and how work tends to take over and low-key ruin your relationship. Because it's like, I feel like in Tyler Perry movies, he's always trying to teach a lesson to black women for some reason.
Literally.
Yeah, it always gives like,
you want to be a woman. That's just what it is. Sorry.
You said it. I think that too, because he's always trying to teach us a lesson about somehow like being a black woman and like the mistakes that we make to our black and like, nigga, fuck you.
Literally. Being a black man.
And with Diane, I think she probably represented a modern woman too, and how women shouldn't be modern because, didn't she tie her tubes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she don't want to have no more kids or nothing. And his gay ass character. His character, he can't play a straight man. To me, it's not convincing.
It was not convincing. Like,
not convincing at all. It's giving by.
Like, because when he threw the phone, I'm like, oh, okay. I think, oh, all right.
I think she was there to also teach a lesson to women, like, honor your man.
Selfish. Yeah.
Like, that bitch didn't want to have no more kids. She didn't want to have no more kids.
Exactly. She want to focus on her career.
Literally.
But let it be a man. Let it be a man that want to focus on his career.
Girl. He'll probably give them the best character treatment of the fucking world.
Quite literally.
He just basically he just gets on my fucking nerves. I don't like the way that he has black women depicted in media, and especially because white people love Tyler Perry. So when they watch these Tyler Perry films, subconsciously they're going to leave thinking, okay, this is how most black people are, and it's not the truth. Like, he does a good job at demonstrating black culture. I will give him that. Like the older Medea films really did demonstrate, family reunions and all that shit. But at the same time, we're still more than our fucking grandmas at the goddamn family reunion getting up on the goddamn porch and being like, stop shaking your ass
on this land.
Like, we can still, you're like, we're more than what you see in Tyler Perry films. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. And
I didn't even know why people really like Tyler Perry, honestly.
Oh, they do. They do.
I've never, the white people that I've been cool with over the years, I've never really heard them talk about Tyler Perry. So like, I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I thought Tyler Perry was for the niggas for real.
Yeah, he's for the niggas, but if you think about it, he wouldn't have gotten this far on just the backs of black people.
You're so right.
Yeah, especially because like he has those ties with Oprah, and white people fucking love Oprah. Like,
literally,
even the most conservative white people, they fucking love Oprah. I think I might still be friends with this person. Back when my dad first died and we did that interview with Oprah, right? We got like so much attention from white people. So much attention to the point where they felt comfortable enough to request to add me on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah. And I actually accepted one of the requests. I don't know why I accepted this woman's request. But she's like a close associate or something with Oprah. Like, she has photos with Oprah, so she knows Oprah on a somewhat personal level, from what I can decipher. And she's a very hard fucking conservative. Like, when I was looking at her post, I'm like, damn, why did you add me? Like, we don't agree on nothing. Like, girl, you're a Trumper.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you're cool with Oprah?
I mean, is that far-fetched? Oprah.
It was, but
we're familiar with Oprah's game.
We are, but it's just like, so Oprah has that really close proximity to white people, and Oprah and Tyler are really cool. So just by association, white people fuck with fucking Tyler because he's like the model black executive mogul,
type shit.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. But I just humbly believe that when people see fucking Tyler Perry shit, they assume that all black people are like that.
I'm sure they do.
He's doing more harm than good to me, especially because he's sitting in that goddamn writer's room by himself and he won't write with nobody else to get these fully fleshed out real life 3D characters. Like, they're always going to be 2D if he keeps pumping out the shit he's pumping out.
And they're so like, they're not modernized. Like he wants all these women to fall into this super like traditional category. I feel like you said, like, he's always trying to teach a lesson to black women about basically like how to be a better woman, how to treat your man, blah blah blah. And it's like, it's all very super traditional. Like all the like lead women roles who like get done bad by the dark skinned man or whatever, it's like he expects them all to like behave the same, conform the same, like do right by, like I said, do right by your man. Like, and it's tired. Like, give us the boss lady, like, like who, like you said, and Why Did I Get Married? Diane, I feel like she would be the quote unquote boss lady in question. And it's like, in the second movie, like, she ended up getting her tubes untied or whatever and having another kid. And it's just like, he always wants to paint the women as somebody to conform to the man and like to do what the man says. And it's just like, can we get something different? Can we get something fresh, something new, like modern? Like, we want to see a woman just in power, a woman who don't want kids, a woman who is not having all these familial issues. And I don't know, it's tired.
It's real tired. I want him to give the writing up, maybe just produce.
Get a pen to somebody else, or just bring in some people. Like, you don't gotta do this shit by yourself, my guy. Like, damn.
24. Let's get some new voices out there, especially because he got that whole fucking compound. He could do so much with it. Like,
you have so much space, and yet you're the only one in the room with a pen. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know. The women, it's just like, there's so much to say. Like, I have so many opinions. It's just, it bothers me. It's very bothersome. Like, because it's just like, obviously it's not just Tyler Perry doing the shit, but like, I feel like, I won't say he walked so everybody else could run. Like, it's not even that in a way, but it's just like, the fact that you've been doing the same thing for so long and portraying women exactly the same for so long, it's just like, you're not helping. You're not helping the feminist movement, my boy. Like, you're you're a hindrance to us, you and many other people across the medias. Like,
yeah,
it's a shame.
because I feel like he kind of helped create the foundation of what works, like what's going to sell, like, like he created the foundation of what kind of Black story is going to sell. There are so many other Black stories out there, but what I have seen with some of my favorite Black shows is that they don't get a chance to thrive because they have all of these fully fleshed out three-dimensional characters, and America don't want to fucking see that. They don't want to see that, so the shows get canceled.
And I feel like there are very few exceptions of one that actually did thrive, like Insecure. Love Insecure down to the core. Like, that is some three-dimensional, like, full-fledged, realistic women up in there. Like, even down to the hairstyles. Like, it's just all, because Tyler Perry, as of late, them wigs, like, not even as of late, because Shamar Moore wigs sucked in Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Them cornrows was like, I hated that wig. Hated it.
I hated it too. I don't know why he had to wear the cornrows. I don't know.
Like, it was so weak. But like, yeah, shows like Insecure, like with Issa's hair, Molly's hair, like everybody's hair looks realistic. Like the bad wigs, the good wigs, it's like, it's real. The characters have lots of substance, and it's not always them conforming to men. Like, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and that's what it is when you're a woman. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. Like,
but also I think that's because Issa Rae is, you know, she's just that girl, and she's a little bit younger. Yeah, like she's a little bit younger, you know, like she is committed to changing the perception of, you know, Black femininity in like media or whatever. Like, she's committed to that change. Tyler Perry is not committed to that change. And even with rap shit, that was a very, like, those characters were very fleshed out, very three-dimensional. Like,
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh
like,
my
I'm scared to watch it because I don't know if they're gonna cancel it.
Oh,
like,
it was canceled. It was canceled.
It was? Yeah. See, I heard it. And that's why I be nervous. I be nervous to start shows because you never know. Like you said, like, they be quick to cancel Black shows and stuff like that. It's like, I be having to wait it out. Like, I don't want to start nothing I can't finish.
Yeah. And I'm really sad that it was canceled. But, you know, I feel like America just didn't want to see that shit because it's not, you know, what they're used to seeing. Or maybe, like, I think the first season did really well because we was expecting this city girls, ratchet ass, like promiscuous ass kind of characters, and then we got these characters that actually has some depth to them, and I don't think people were ready to see the depth. Also, I don't think the network executives wanted to see all of that either because they weren't promoting it the way that they should have. So that really could have led to the cancellation as well, because who can watch it if they don't know that it's on?
Yeah.
So Tyler Perry, he has his formula. He knows what works, and because he knows what works, because he set the foundation of what works.
Is it really working still though? Like, is it?
It's not working for us. Like, we feel the effects of it. We don't like watching that shit, but main America, it works. Like, I think that new movie that came out is probably the top watched movie on Netflix or something.
Really? And that's crazy because I simply just don't know what you're talking about. Like, what is the movie even called?
It's called Mia Cooper.
Mia Cooper?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, that paint scene. Yeah, he got a sex scene up in there where they fucking with paint on their bodies or something. I just feel like that wasn't even needed because we literally, that's like my next point, right? Is that the Jezebel stereotype has just fucked up Black women more than we know because we've like literally always been used for our bodies, like always, and it does affect our self-esteem more than we would like to believe. Because when you think about it, you have Sarah Bartman. You know Sarah Bartman, right?
No. Should I?
Yeah. Sarah Bartman, she came over from Africa. They brought her over from Africa, and she had like this really fat ass, like really fat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like she had fat asses before fat asses was a thing.
Right.
So, you know, they used her as kind of like a freak show exhibit. They used her body for entertainment.
She was thick.
Because she was thick and they wasn't used to seeing thick bitches.
Okay.
She's not even a bitch. I shouldn't even refer to her as a bitch. Seeing thick women. I'm sorry. And we also had, slave owners raping black women. Like they were raping the slaves.
Yeah.
So we've like literally always been used for our bodies. But in modern times, we like to think, oh no, like, we're taking that back. Like they're not using us for our bodies anymore. But they are, because the modern depictions of Jezebels these days is like in music videos and
them BBLs.
Yes. And even like rap. Like the rappers, when they're talking about, how they're fucking all these bitches, they not talking about how they fucking white bitches and all that stuff. They're talking about degrading and sexualizing black women. And you know who listen to that?
Black
white people.
Oh, black women too. But yeah.
Like, no, everybody listens to it, but white people are going to listen to that and expect that all black women like to be talked to that way, treated that way, all of that. Like, even the music videos, like the Tip Drill Nelly music video, where it was just nothing but fucking, fat asses and all that shit. The video was so raunchy, it got cut from it had to be shown on BET Uncut because it was so raunchy. Like, those kind of depictions, they fuck up.
They're very demeaning.
Very demeaning.
Very demeaning. And I don't like, me personally, it's like, now that I'm older and I can like really, like, I can reflect on the things that I was watching that I had no business watching as a child, like videos. Like, I don't think I've ever actually seen that one, but like other music videos where they got all these vixens half naked shaking booty in bikinis and thongs and all that. It's just like, to a child, it's like, because the thing about it is people be so quick to like talk about kids listening to Sexy Red and stuff now, but it's like they don't stop and remember when they was 6 years old listening to Girl Shake That Laffy Taffy. Like, y'all were there too. Y'all was in them trenches too, listening to shit y'all had no business listening to. And it's just like, to a young girl, it's like, me at least, it's like, obviously I knew I had no business shaking that Laffy Taffy, but like, I'ma still sing along. But it's like, at the same time, it's like growing, when I'm thinking like, oh, when I get older, like, I hope I look like that. And like, the standards, I feel like the standards now are significantly more unattainable than they were back in the day, because it's like the video vixens back in the day, like, for the most part, they had natural bodies. Like, they were still super small and like snatched waist, and it's like it was still like a very small portion of people who were gonna look like that in their lifetime and whatnot. Like, but like now it's just like, between the BBLs and the freaking fillers and the 30-inch weaves, like, it's so much. And it's like, putting that out there is like, it's not even just about the girls to me. Like, it's about the men, well, like the little boys too. Like, what message are y'all sending to these boys on how they should view women, how they should treat women? Like, and like, it makes me sad, because it's like, as far as music goes, like, people be so quick to say, oh, sex sells. And like, sadly, that's just the sad truth. Like, it does. But it's like, at what cost? Like, what are we doing to the people in the long run? Because it's not like it's just grown-ups listening to this grown-up music. No, there are children, there are teenagers, there are like 6-year-olds listening, like them girls on TikTok who was singing that Sexy Red song, like, and they were little. And it's like, the song, what song was that? Bend that ass over, shake that ass for Drake. Yeah, like, it's just catchy. Like, kids just like it because it's catchy. Like, kids don't take as much from things as people like to try to say they do. Like, they're just singing the song because it's catchy, it's fun, whatever. But like, eventually they're gonna get to the age where it is starting to stick with them, and they are paying attention to what these people look like in these music videos, trying to figure out if they can obtain this look, this vibe, whatever the case may be. The boys are looking at it, talking about they want a girl like that. They want a girl with big booty. And it is a completely different thing when we bring boys into the conversation, because nobody is as concerned as what it's doing to the little boys, to the little girls, because they be so quick, obviously, to hypersexualize a girl, especially a black one, than they are to wonder about the effects on a boy. You get what I'm saying?
Because the boys are going to watch that and they're going to expect that women are supposed to behave like that all the time because that is what they're used to hearing. That's what they're used to seeing. And with the little girls, you know, I know you said like at what cost. The research that I found was that the cost is our self-esteem. Like,
Exactly.
there was a study done by Denise Brown, Rhonda White Johnson, and Felicia Griffin Fennell, right? And it found that the Black participants that had a higher racial like self-esteem, they were less likely to endorse the portrayal of a Jezebel. But they also found that younger women are just more likely to endorse that portrayal. So what I kind of took from that is that for me, for example, I have older parents and like my dad was like very, very much like, you know, you are a Black woman, you know, like a strong Black woman, like you don't have to be like that, blase, blase, right? So I feel like I just kind of have like somewhat higher racial self-esteem. So I don't really endorse the Jezebel stereotype because that's just not, I don't like it. So I don't endorse it. But for young girls who didn't have a dad like me, I mean, like a dad like mine, you know, who wasn't telling them that, you know, there are more layers to being a Black woman than just this, they're more likely to endorse that portrayal because they feel like that is what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Literally. And so there was another study done by Morgan Chambers Gerald, and they found that Black women reported having more guilt and shame regarding sex compared to Caucasian women, which can be a consequence of the Jezebel stereotype on African American women. And Gerald also suggested that their findings may influence the romantic relationships of Black women and their behavior during sexual activities. So, like, basically, yeah, okay, we hear all this music about how it's cool to shake your pussy and, you know, like it's cool to be like do all these things and stuff, but we still feel guilty when we do it, you know, compared to white women because that's the only portrayal that we mostly see. And then you see all these people like talking down about Black women and how promiscuous we are and how we're not supposed to be doing this. So then when we do what we think we're supposed to do, we feel so guilty about it because low key, I think we know like this isn't what we like. This isn't just what we are. I'm not saying it's wrong to go and screw around. I don't give a fuck what you, but we tend to feel more guilty about it than our whiter counterparts because we get told this is what you are, and then when we do what we are, quote unquote, what we're supposed to be doing, then we get talked down on.
You can't win when you're Black.
Yeah, like you literally can't. Like, so even though we endorse the stereotype, it doesn't mean that we're going to feel good about ourselves after we do it. Like, even though, you know, okay, I see this girl at BBL, I want a BBL, I get the BBL. Now I feel bad about myself because I'm getting sexualized 24/7. So now my self-esteem is just in the garbage because I'm like, damn, I'm more than just my body.
See, and then with stuff like that, it's like the stereotype of Black women is supposed to be like, oh, like you're supposed to have a big butt. Like, and when you don't, like, and see, I could talk about this for days. Growing up as a petite princess, if you will, like, because the thing about it is I be telling people now, like when people tell me like I'm small now, and I'm like, believe it or not, I used to be smaller. Like literally in high school, I could not make it over 100 pounds. Like when I would weigh myself and I would be 100 pounds, I'd be like, oh shit, like look who's getting thick. Like literally all of high school, I'm teetering between 100 pounds and like 97. So it's like, obviously I had no ass in high school. And it was just like the type of shit like you would hear as quote unquote jokes. It's just like, and I know you can't relate because you ain't had no booty too. We was in it together.
Yeah, we
like, but at least you had titties. Like you had titties. I ain't have shit. And so it's just like being a child, being an impressionable child, like especially because like, you know, some girls, they start developing early. Like I remember being in 4th grade, this girl had like a C cup, like which is crazy. Like, and like obviously, you know, very quickly all the girls decided, you know, she's the standard, she's the body standards. Like, and like, you know, kids can't control their development or whatnot. Some girls gonna get hips and all that before others. Like that's life, that's puberty. But it's just like the way that the girls who don't have it get treated, like, and the girls who do have it, like the girls who do have it, they get sexualized, and it's disgusting. It's terrible. And it's like, that's probably I feel like there's going to be two types of girls. They're either going to be the girls who eat it up and they love that attention, or they're going to be the girls who feel really weird and try to cover themselves because they're like, I don't like this type of attention. Like, I didn't ask for titties. They're just here. Like, and then the girls who don't got it, it's just like, y'all just gonna make fun of me all day, saying I'm flat chested, saying I ain't got no booty, whatever. Like, I remember one time this girl, and I can't believe I'm about to say this because I don't talk about this because it pissed me clean the fuck off. This girl told me that I was built like a butter knife. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, bro, like, I'm like 14, like, and she was built like she was one of them that had body, but I'm just like, I'm 14, like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, like, I don't know, like, yeah. I don't know what you want me to say, what you want me to do. Like,
I can relate though, because my close ass cousins that I love dearly, right? They got my mama's side of the family. They're my cousins on my mama's side of the family. They got those genes, right? And they developed a little bit earlier than I did. And deep sigh. The shit they used to say to me because I didn't have no booty. I'm just like, bro, I cannot help the fact that I am skinny, petite, and I'm a size 0 or 2. Right. I can't help that. Like, I just can't. And they used to, like, I remember one time we went to State Fair or something, and I was wearing these high-waisted jeans. And this is one reason why I don't wear high-waisted stuff for real these days. I can't do it because I just happen to have a longer back, right? And they took a picture of me from the fucking behind and was like, Whitley having a long-ass day. Or something to that effect. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I cannot help it that I have a long back, but that fucked up my self-esteem so bad. Like, now I'm over here like, why the fuck am I not thick? I wanted a booty so
bad, girl.
So bad. Like, and I got a little something now, but it's just like,
the
kind of body that I have, my genetics, sadly, is like, if I get an ass, the stomach coming with it too. So it's just kind of like, it's not really meant for me to have the hourglass figure and all that. It's just not in me. Really. I've came to the point where it's like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with not, like, I'm cool with the body that I got. I just kind of want to lose my little tummy. But different story for a different day. But it's just like, I've heard the same shit about not having an ass. Or like, even at King, people used to tell me, oh, like, you're shaped like a pea.
Oh, stink.
What? Like, who wants to hear that? What kind of young girl wants to hear that?
Young, impressionable, especially because it's like high school is such a critical time for building self-esteem. Like, that part of development is crazy. So it's just like, when people be saying shit like that, like, I've done my research on the shit. Like, so it's just like, nah, like, it's damn near traumatizing. Like, it's a little traumatic. Like, I'll be quick to tell people, like, it took me so long to build up, like, body confidence because of the shit that I used to hear. And it's like, my family, like, they weren't too bad about it. Like, nobody really made comments on me, like, not having a butt or nothing like that in my family. Like, my first cousin, well, first of all, my sister, like, she got all the weight. Like, literally just took it from me. And then my closest first cousin, she was one of them that started developing pretty quickly. Like, I think she had probably a C cup in like 5th grade, but like, she was one of them that didn't really want it because she didn't like the attention. So she would always cover up and stuff, or like, she wouldn't make no type of fun at me for not having boobs or nothing like that. And I fucked with her for that. I fucked with her real heavy. But like, when it came to like school and shit, oh my goodness, like, I was so like hyper vigilant about how I looked at certain things. Like, I stopped wearing high-waisted jeans too because I have hip dips, and I feel like it just made me look terrible, like, from the front. Like, and I used to have these pair of high-waisted jeans from H&M that I loved, and like, I don't know if somebody said something to me about it one day or what. I just remember I literally, like, I wanted to burn them after some point. So I'm like, I hate these. I hate how I look in them. Like, no, it's not flattering at all. Like, when I tell you I wanted a booty so bad, girl, I used to be trying to poke my little booty out so hard in a mirror picture or something, like trying to wear the tightest jeans and hope that it's going to give me some cuff, wearing extra super bombshell bras, trying to get some titties, like, and it's like none of that, like the media, none of that helps. And it's like I feel like when it comes to people at school, it probably wouldn't be as bad if we didn't have all these portrayals in media of like what a Black woman's body is quote unquote supposed to look like because it's just like if we didn't have that and it was just us walking around in the real world, it's like I feel like people would be more receptive to Black women just having different types of bodies. But it's like when they zero in on this one type in the music videos and all that, it's just like you're supposed to look that way. Why don't you look like you're weird if you don't look that way? Type shit.
Like, and it's like, sorry, but you know, in real life, not everybody is going to have the same fucking body type. Exactly. I know some thick white women and I know some really skinny white women, and you don't see nobody telling these white women that they need to be as thick as their their thicker counterparts. Like, you just don't hear that. Like, so why is it okay to tell a little Black girl that? Man. Like, this shit is fucking crazy.
The shit starts so early. Like I said, like they was in 4th grade doing that shit. I'm like, bro, I'm 9. Like, am I you want me built like goddamn Beyonce at 9 years old? Like, nigga, haven't even started puberty for real. Like, I got my first singular titty when I was like 9 or 10. Like, sorry, like I don't
like. I got this really close friend, right, and she is from the South, so she just has a thicker body, and she's been thick since she was a kid. And I remember she told me one day, like, when she was walking with her cousins or something, and she was a kid, like she wasn't even in high school. She was a kid, and she's playing with her cousins or something, and these older boys across the street was like trying to holler at her because she had a little body on her. And I'm like, you were a kid, like you shouldn't have even been looked at like that. Like, it shouldn't have even been okay for a boy, anybody, to be looking at you like that because you were a kid.
Yeah. And it's like, I can see how in some instances, I guess, like having a more developed body can make you look older, I guess. But it's just like stopping a girl on the street just because she built, because her body T, it's just like, that shit weird. And it's like, it gets crazy when you bring in the conversation about how like niggas won't care. Like, they will not give a fuck about no age. Like, bitch, I said you bad. Like, and they will go with that and run. Like, bro, it could be a 12-year-old girl. That nigga could be goddamn 16. Like, oh no, but you thick. Like, and it's weird. Like, bro, that's what y'all need to start clocking.
Fucking Karl Malone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know who Karl Malone is?
It sounds familiar.
He's a basketball player. All right.
Okay.
Let me tell you about Karl Malone. This man impregnated a 13-year-old girl, and he was grown. I think he was in the NBA at this time. He wasn't in the NBA. He was a college sophomore. He was 20 years old. I just looked it up. He was 20-year-old college sophomore, and he impregnated a 13-year-old. And he was still able to get into the NBA. And I just want to say, I truly believe that if that little girl was not Black and she was white, he would have been public enemy number 1.
He would have been under the jail.
Under the fucking jail. But because she is Black and not white, not Asian, not Hispanic, nothing like that, it's sort of like it's deemed okay because maybe the little girl was maybe a little stacked, and maybe, he couldn't resist or something. That nigga had 7 years over her, and he was a 20-year-old.
No, that's sick. But nothing was like, there was no legal action taken. No,
I don't think so. I don't think the parents wanted to press charges or anything. But I just feel like the fact that he was able to not only make it into the NBA, but also be celebrated years after, even though everybody knows that he impregnated this 13-year-old. You were fucking on a minor.
That's sick. Like, baby, I wasn't even in high school when I was 13. So like, I'm to be 20 years old. When I was 20 years old, I was like a junior in college. What the fuck do I look like talking to a middle schooler?
A middle schooler.
I can't imagine she looked that much older. Like, at least not in the face. Like,
no.
couldn't have at 13, bro. No, that little girl probably had braces and all.
Literally. But I hate that. I really hate it. And it's just kind of like, to bring it back to like the media, I just feel like a really good example of how we endorse the stereotype but we don't feel good about it is Lotto, right? Because Lotto, she loves to talk about being a freak and being nasty and all this shit. She got so many freaky songs. But then she talks about how she only got like 4 bodies or something, you know? So it's like, okay, you're a freak, but you're not that freak. It's like she wants to be like, I'm a freak, but I'm not that freaked out, you know? That's kind of is like a dig to women who might have more than 5 bodies. Like, oh, you know, I'm basically a virgin, blah, 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 but I'm such a fucking freak. Girl, what I have to say is that it don't matter how much of a freak you think you are. Fucking white America, they're only going to see you as a whore. They don't care if you got 5 bodies, bitch. You talk about, you know, getting your pussy and sucking dick, bitch, you're a whore. They don't care if you're only doing it to one person. You're still a whore in the eyes of white America. Yeah, but then it just gets to like, my next point is like, it fucking gets divisive. Like, us women, we tend to divide ourselves into like, oh, okay, well, like the women who are sexually liberated but they're not that fucking freaked out, or whores. And it's kind of like, why can't we just all be one? I just feel like if you talk down on girls that are sexually liberated, you should really go eat a dick. I'm not gonna lie, because like, you'll post a provocative photo, like your cleavage is showing, or like, you know, you got your ass poked out, you know, real short clothes, you know. But then you want to talk down on the girls that got more than 5 bodies.
It's just like, it's not your pussy, not your problem.
It's not your pussy, not your problem. Mind your fucking genitals, like I just said. Like, it's...
I don't get it. Like, I don't like women who have that idea. Like you said, not your pussy, not your problem. Like, I don't see why it matters to you how many people the next bitch is fucking. Like, because like, I guess like, if it comes to like the safety conversation, okay, man, maybe you can have a little input. But it's just like, if we're strictly talking bodies or whatever, it's just like,
yeah,
why does that matter? Like, you girls will say a bitch is a hoe for having more than 3 bodies. Like,
literally. And I like, honestly, truly, it's not even girls, it's black girls. Like, I don't hear no other fucking race talking about this shit. Honestly, truly, I don't. And like you said, like with the safety thing, I feel like as long as it's safe, black women should be able to do what the fuck they want to do, because we should have that right. White women have that right. White women were born with that right to do what the fuck they want to do.
My thing is, when it comes to other races, it's like they're much more like accepting of it. Like, they like, niggas be quick to like, you know, say, oh, they want a freak bitch, but like the second it's a black woman who's a freak bitch, she's a whore. Like, she's a hoe, she this, she that, and that. But when it's a white woman that's a freak, they love it. They need that. Like, oh, like she different, she exotic, like, just because she's a white freak bitch. And it's like, it's crazy. Like, I remember one time I was talking to one of my, he's damn near a coon, one of my coon cousins, and like, this was like years and years ago. Like, we were fairly young, and he was telling me about like why he liked white girls, and he was like, oh, white girls chew. And I'm like, what does that mean? It means suck dick, I guess, like something of that nature. I don't know. And I'm just like, so does that, and this was before I was even sexually active. So I'm just like, so do black women not do that? Or like, what, like, why is it so glamorized that this white girl sucks dick? Like, I'm sure you can find you a nice black woman to give you some head. Like, what the fuck is that about? But like, no, when it's a white girl that's super freaked out, it's like I said, it's different, it's exotic. Like, I feel like it's not, perhaps, like, I don't even want to say expected, well, like, kind of that. Like, I feel like that stereotype includes that black women are freaked out, like that they are, you know, supposed to be nasty and XYZ. Yeah. So it's like, and then the white woman, they're supposed to be this innocent little
pure,
fragile bullshit. So when they find out the white girl freaked out, it's just like, oh my God, like, I need her in my life. Like, yeah.
It's like
the double standards.
It is a double standard, and it's just kind of like because of the Jezebel stereotype, honestly, truly, like they want us to be whores, but when we're whores, it's like the end of the world because you know we can't be whores with substance. We can only be whores.
Exactly. Like the whores aren't worth cuffing if you're black. Like,
yeah,
let you be a white whore, let you be a Latina whore, an Asian whore. They love it. They eat it up. Them are the ones that they gonna cuff, and I think that's the cuff and wife or whatever the fuck the kids be using these days. Like,
yeah,
they eat it up, and it's sad. And don't even get me started on the double standards of just sex in
if
general.
you don't put your laptop on do not disturb.
God, how? I was wondering if you could hear it. Sorry. Ooh.
It's okay. You're fine. But yeah, I just think, you know, that's what Black feminist thought is really talking about. Basically, like white women can express themselves in ways that we cannot, but we should come together as one to move past that. Like we can't change anything until we're one. And if we're so divisive as Black women on, like, you know, this body count and all that shit don't matter. We should be able to be just as sexually courageous and all that shit as our other counterparts. And we're not. And it's just like we need to get there because it's 2024. We need to get there. Like, we're never going to get the acceptance from the mainstream media if we don't accept ourselves.
I completely
can't expect it from them if we don't even do it ourselves.
I completely agree. Like, especially when it comes to music, I feel like this was one of my points. Like I said, like sex sells or whatever. Like that's the route people like to take. But like I feel like when it comes to music, I don't like that because then I feel like it puts a cap or like a limit on female artists where they feel like, okay, I have to talk about sex and my pussy and fucking and sucking to get these streams, to get my shit played. And it's like, I always wonder if there are artists who, like female artists who are like that, who like don't tap into their full potential because they feel like they probably have to stay within this range. Because then the girls who don't stay within that range, they don't get as much traction, as much attention. Like young MA, I ain't heard her name in a while. Like, does she even still make music? Like,
I think she got sick or something, like alcoholism. I think she alcoholic. Yeah. Okay. Shit going on.
Like, I feel like she didn't get the attention. You know, she had a few hits or whatever, but I feel like she didn't get the proper attention that she deserved. Not only because she's not this traditional idea of a woman. She's gay. She's a stud. Like all that, and she don't just be talking about fucking all day. Like that too. And then like, even outside of like needing to talk about sex, like you have to have a certain look, like you have to be sexually appealing as well. So, and that's another reason, like I said, young MA, she's a stud. She's not sexually appealing. But one of the other people that comes to mind is Sid. That's my girl. Love her down. Seeing her at Flog, no, she's amazing. Oh my goodness. She's one of them. Like, you know, people loved the internet. Like, obviously, like people like her too, but like, again, I feel like she doesn't get the attention she deserves when she be putting out music still. Like she had an album come out in 2022 or 2021, I think. But like, I feel like she talks about sex all the time, but because she doesn't have that look, like, because I feel like she could probably get away with being gay, but because she is also pretty more masculine presenting, she's not gonna get that traction, that motion, that, you know, like the people aren't going to pay attention to her. Like she's one of, like, I wouldn't consider her an undercover artist, but like mainstream, almost. Like she is mainstream, but like I've never heard her on the radio or nothing. Like I feel like her songs don't be like trending per se, and it's just like she deserves that. Her music is good, but like she ain't got that look that they're looking for or whatever, that the sex appeal, that's what it is. And I feel like she probably has sex appeals to the girls who are attracted to her, but that be the thing. They need the niggas attracted too. For all the niggas who act like they don't listen to Megan Thee Stallion, she's going to get the attention because they want to have sex with her because she has that sex appeal.
Even like Lotto.
Yeah.
Lotto, she was not getting attention before she got that goddamn BBL. Until she got that fat taken from somewhere in her body and put in her ass, she was not getting attention. She didn't blow up for real until she got a fat ass because nobody was really paying attention to her because she was just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
another female rapper. But then when she got her ass, it was like, oh, like now the niggas are interested. And so now because the niggas are interested, everybody interested. And it's like I hate that the sex sells like that.
It's sad. But another thing that I wanted to say on topic of like them feeling like they have to do it, the first person that really comes to mind for me is Chloe Bailey. Oh my goodness. Love her so much. So pretty, so talented. Like, and it's like, I don't know if it was like, because I feel like back in like 20, like when her and Halle were slowly starting, like once Halle got like the Little Mermaid deal and they were kind of starting to do their own thing a little bit. I know they had still dropped that album. I forget, was it Ungodly Hour maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that was like still, big at that point in time, but like I feel like they were kind of slowly starting to do their own shit. This was during that period of time where she was doing all this like promo and like all that cringe ass shit, and like it upset me because I'm like, I don't know if this is her, like this is something that she wants to do, or if like the labels and like her people are telling her, okay, you need to do this, like because like I remember that video of her, like I don't even remember what she was saying. I just remember she was sucking on a lollipop and it was just so like, do you remember that?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, and it was so cringe. And I'm like, Chloe, what the fuck? You're a bad bitch. The sex appeal is there, but I feel like they're trying to make her market off of it way too much to the point where it doesn't look natural. Prior to all that, like she had the sex appeal. Like when she wasn't trying to do too much or draw too much attention to it. Like when you like that, you like that. You either got it or you don't. And I feel like she has it. Her personality, at least, like it looks so bubbly and like so like that like when she tried to do the super sexy shit, it's like, girl, like tone it down. Like you don't have to try as hard because you naturally have it. I don't know.
Girl, we done got into a lot of things. We got into a lot of things to the point where we gotta wrap it up. I'm so sad. Yeah, because like I know we both have so much more to talk about, which means I can have you back on here. Yeah, period. So with time in mind, let's just get into these songs. Did you get any songs?
Of course I did.
Okay, period. We love a prepared girl, period. All right. So my first song for Girl Have You Heard is Free Your Mind by En Vogue, just because, free your fucking mind and the rest will follow. Like, I think that's the main the main focus of this episode is like, we need to start freeing our minds of what it is to be a Black woman. Like, there are so many other things that we are other than these 3 stereotypes. Then I have Bitch by Alana Morissette. I think that's her name. I can't remember off the top of my head. Alanis Morissette. It's something like that. It don't matter. The name of the song is Bitch. I love this song. But it kind of demonstrates the double standard between like white and Black women, because she's allowed, like in the song, she's a white woman and she's talking about how she's allowed to be like all of these things. She's a bitch, she's a lover, she's a child, she's a mother, she's a sinner, she's a saint, But if a Black woman was to come with that type of energy, it'd be like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, stay in your lane, like you're not more than one thing. You're not allowed to be all of that. It just really shows the double standard. Then lastly, I have Black Girl Memoir by Doechii, just because she's a darker skinned Black woman. And I think it really touches on how it feels to grow up as a darker skinned Black woman in today's society. Like, she was talking about how like she wished she looked like Beyonce or something so she could be successful and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. I think I completely misunderstood the assignment. I didn't realize that the songs were supposed to relate to the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like my songs are completely unrelated. Like they're music that I've been listening to. Ooh, my bad, y'all. But I mean, like off the dome, I guess a song that I would say is probably Cocky by Megan Thee Stallion. Like, cause like she is who she is. She like She loves who she is. Like, she owns her own like identity and her sexuality and her femininity. Like, got face, she got body, you name it, she got it. Like, period.
Cocky as
So,
fuck your opinion.
Okay. So yeah, that would be the only song I probably have that's gonna relate. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. I'll add your songs to my tunes of the week for this week.
Okay.
So just text them to me.
Cool.
Bet. All right. This was great, Chloe. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really loved having this discussion.
Having me.
Yes, I'm gonna have to have you on the next one too. Maybe we'll just do a 2-parter.
We should.
Yeah, there was more. There was more for us to get into. So
we just some talking ass bitches.
We really are. We just be yapping. But this was so fun. I love you so much, and I'm gonna text you later.
Please do.
All right, bye, girl. Thanks y'all for listening.
Thank y'all. Mwah, mwah.